Now to a story you saw first here on CBS 13. The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office pulling back on its response to certain mental health calls, the result of a federal court ruling. We told you last week about concerns from firefighters and mental health advocates, and tonight the Sheriff's Office and the Sheriff himself is responding.
A reporter covering Sacramento County, Madison Keevy, is getting answers on what's next and how other counties will tackle the issue.
For far too long, when someone calls us, it's not a crime. Why have we been doing this all along?
That question answered by a new Sacramento County Sheriff's policy. They won't respond to non-criminal mental health calls anymore.
Being mentally ill is not a crime, but yet we're being here, being forced to be there and be that person. And I'm at the point, as sheriff elected, enough's enough.
The policy change that's already in effect is in response to a Ninth Circuit Court ruling that removed qualified immunity where no crime is being committed. That leaves officers at risk of potential lawsuits.
And officers can be held personally liable. Personally liable. The fire department can't, mental health professionals can't.
We've spoken to Sacramento Metro Fire, and they say that this new policy puts all firefighters in the county at risk. So my question to you is, what were those conversations like with them?
What do they expect us to do? I'll be honest, there's no crime. We're not the bodyguards for everybody. If there's no crime being committed, why is law enforcement there?
What is your response?
We have a great relationship with law enforcement. This isn't an us versus them thing. This is a bad court decision that was brought down with unintended consequences.
Right after Sheriff Jim Cooper spoke to media, we went back to Sac Metro Fire, echoing what they told us first last week. They need backup on these types of calls.
But at the end of the day, if our company officers are not comfortable going in on an incident because there's a potential for somebody to get hurt or killed, we're not going to be able to make entry, and that's going to hurt the community.
The court's decision impacts law enforcement across the state. And just like in Sacramento, it's up to the departments to make changes or not.
Has your department decided how you're going to handle this moving forward?
We have, and it's going to be fluid, and we're going to address it as it comes.
In San Joaquin County, the sheriff's office will still respond to non-criminal mental health calls.
Sacramento's response to this is one way of doing it, and I'm sure other agencies will probably go that direction too, and we may eventually also. But right now, we're just trying to do it on a case-by-case basis.
You're not leaving anybody in the lurch.
No, as a matter of fact, when I heard about it that next morning, I called the chief and said, hey, look, let's talk about us, and we're not going anywhere. We're here for you guys, and they're there for us sometime.
So what does this mean for anyone who calls 911 in Sacramento County for a mental health crisis? If there's no crime being committed, the sheriff's dispatch will transfer the call to 988, which is the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We've also reached out to other departments to see how they plan to respond, and the majority are still working on those details.
All right, Madison, thank you for the follow-up on that one. We've got a lot more coming up.